Ladies and gentlemen, it is 1 year since William Samoei Ruto was sworn in office, but we have not seen them celebrating. We expected the government machinery to come out and lay elaborate celebrations throughout the country, celebrating 1 year of Kenya Kwanza leadership. Lakini hatujaona wakijitokeza, hatujaona hata wakizungumzia swala hili. It is only yesterday, after they were invited by the media, especially that Citizen big debate, where we saw the government cabinet secretaries coming out to defend the government. And they came out very strongly, though unconvincing. They came out and tried to defend 1 year of William Samoei Ruto's government. Kusema kweli hawakujitokeza, and this was unlike Kenya Kwanza government, kwa sababu we know very well that this government has been celebrating for 1 year. The way they won the elections, the way they were targeted, the way they could have been rigged out, the way Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to rig the elections, the way the security agencies were involved in trying to overturn the will of the people. So that is what they have been saying. And they have been blaming Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for 1 year without ceasing. But in this video, I want us to look at the reason why Kenya Kwanza administration has refused to celebrate 1 year in office. Kwa nini wamekataa? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the following. The following are the reasons why they have refused, or they have thought it wise not to come out and celebrate the leadership of Kenya Kwanza. The first thing, in my view, is that there is nothing tangible. There's nothing to show. Show me one project, wherever you are, that was started by Kenya Kwanza administration, was conceived by Kenya Kwanza administration, and now is complete. Wapi? Tunaona wapi? Na ndio sababu unasikia hata majibu yanabweka. Ndio sababu unasikia majibu yanabweka, kwa sababu yanajua ni ukweli. Hakuna lolote lile ambalo tunaweza kujivunia tukasema walianza hivi wakaanza wakamaliza. There is nothing to show. So this state of affair can only put the government to shame. Utaambia watu nini na huna chochote cha kuonyesha? If you don't have anything, you cannot go to defecate. That is the truth of the matter. Mwili lazima uwe na mzigo wa kwenda kuweka pale. Sasa kama hana mzigo, wataweza kutua nini? There's nothing. When they look back, they feel ashamed. There's nothing to show. No project, no nothing. So what are they celebrating? The second reason, in my view, this was actually coincided with the increase of the tax. Ladies and gentlemen, Treasury is proposing to increase VAT from the current 16% to 18%. What does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means when you go to the supermarket, that part of tax, or VAT tax that you see, is going to increase. That means that you are going to pay more for your goods. That means for every 18 shilling, and for every 100 shilling, 18 shilling will go to the government. This means the economy will not grow as expected. This means that Kenya is no longer very attractive to the investors because of the high tax regime. So because of this tax regime, because of this, and you know very well also, it is not only the VAT that is being increased. Even Mama Boga has not been left out. Hata mtu wa mayai, in fact, the government is planning to increase more taxes. The fact that Treasury is planning to raid your pockets, the fact that even there is also the proposed 2.75% increment of new, is it insurance, primary insurance, something like that, to salary Kenyans, is going to bite Kenyans like nobody's business. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why they are not celebrating. How can they celebrate when they are bringing new taxes? How can they celebrate when they know very well that they have been doing? Again, they cannot celebrate because of the high cost of living. They cannot celebrate when the electricity cost is very high. They cannot celebrate when the school fees is very high. They cannot celebrate when the fuel cost is very high. In fact, today we are expecting the EPRA to adjust the prices of fuel. We don't know whether the price will remain the same, but all indication shows that the price is likely to go upwards. How are they going to celebrate? How? Tell me. There's nothing to celebrate. Kwa sababu what we can see, when you look at the nation, we see a very gloomy situation. We see a situation whereby it look like ni mazishi unapoangalia wa Kenya. And you remember Kenyans were the most optimistic people on the planet Earth. Now they're the most desperate people on the planet Earth. How do they celebrate with people who look very gloomy? How? Tell me. That is why UDA cannot celebrate its 1 year leadership. Again, there's also the issue of forced promises. Nothing has been fulfilled. Even the much touted Hustlers funds is nothing to talk about. There have been so many promises by Kenya Kwanza. So the fear that Kenyans would ask, you promised women that half of your cabinet would be women. You have not done it. You promised Kenyans that the fuel was high because yule mtu wa maziwa had captured the state. Now you have the state. You have not done anything. You told Kenyans that the price of milk to the farmers was very low kwa sababu ya yule mtu wa maziwa. You told Kenyans the gas was retaining at high prices kwa sababu ya yule mtu wa kitendawili. Nao mtu wa kitendawili hayuko serikalini, mtu wa maziwa hayuko serikalini. But the price of these commodities is very, very high. So that is why you see that Kenya Kwanza cannot come out and start celebrating, because the promises that they told Kenyans zilikuwa ni ahadi hewa, ahadi za uogo, ahadi ambazo hazikutimizwa. Again, it is because of the poor approval, the poor rating. Remember the Infratech rating that 55% of Kenyans believe that the country is headed in the wrong direction. And only that percent of Kenyans believe that Kenya is heading in the right direction. So when you look at these figures, these are facts and they don't lie. And it is true that the country is headed in the wrong direction. So how do you celebrate when the majority of Kenyans believe that the country is headed in the wrong direction? Again, there is the issue of the dollar beating. The US dollar is giving the shilling a thorough beating. It is exchanging, today is exchanging at Kenya shilling 150. Imagine, $1 against Kenya shilling 150. So for those people who are in business, especially importation business, and you know we are a consuming nation, we get so many things from outside the country. Ask those people who are in business, those who are dealing with the electronics, those who are dealing with the electricals, those who are dealing with spare parts of vehicles, motorcycles, they'll tell you that the business is very, very difficult. The taxman is hitting them hard. It is becoming very, very difficult to continue operating in these businesses. So how is Kenya Kwanza going to celebrate in a situation where everything is gloomy, where everybody is complaining, where Mama Boga has not been left out? Ladies and gentlemen, how are they going to celebrate? How? Tell me, if this is the situation, because the situation is dire when you look at the country. And that is why, even when you look at the political parties, when you look at UDA, UDA is in crisis. That is why the day before yesterday, UDA, led by William Samoei Ruto, held a long-time meeting over elections because they are quiet, because they are mamas. So they could not have celebrated when the ruling party is in turmoil, when the ruling party is in crisis. And that is why I've told you, William Samoei Ruto chaired a crisis meeting of UDA the day before yesterday. And it is because of elections, because of watu wanalalamika kwamba na mambo kama haya. I don't know what you think. I don't know where you're watching this video from, but from where I sit, ladies and gentlemen, UDA has nothing to celebrate, and I think they are right on this one. For the first time, they are right for not to celebrate. Maybe you can let me know where you're watching this video from. interact with me through the comment section. Also like this video, and maybe you can have a blessed day ahead. Bye bye.